In addition to serving as Silent Spring Institute's board chair, Patti Stoll is director of the Women's Brain Initiative at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. It's a women's health research program. It's focused on why most psychiatric and neurologic diseases affect women differently than men. Patti also established and chairs the Silent Spring Leadership Council. It's a group of talented women who care about and are invested in the future of this institute. Patti brings her experience as a former banker and now public health advocate to the work she does for Silent Spring. I have been lucky enough to work with Patti before, and it was wonderful to hear from her to say that she was the board chair, and I am thrilled to be working with her and introducing her again. Please welcome Patti Stoll.
Thank you, Jim, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 2018 Silent Spring Institute gathering. We appreciate you all being here. First, I want to be sure to thank the Silent Spring team for all the great work they've done to pull this evening together, as well as all of our guests and sponsors. We appreciate you all being here. A special thanks also goes to our dear friend Helen Drynan, who has kindly served as this evening's host committee chair. And thank you too to Jim and Marjorie for joining us. You are really generous to come and share your talents with us, so thank you. So I first became aware of Silent Spring Institute 4 years ago. I had just been diagnosed with breast cancer, which, as many of you know, is a total nightmare. A terrific woman introduced me to Dr. Julia Brody, our Silent Spring Executive Director. And I remember this first meeting well because it was beyond eye-opening. Prior to meeting with Julie, I had no idea about the environmental risk factors and causes of breast cancer. So now, as Silent Spring's chair, virtually every interaction I have with Julie and all of her terrific scientists, it's eye-opening. Every day I spend with them, I have an epiphany. So I thought tonight I would quickly share with you what I call my top 2 Silent Spring epiphanies. My first Silent Spring epiphany was when I became aware that thousands of chemicals that are embedded in our personal care products and packaging, virtually everything we interact and touch with on a daily basis, do not undergo adequate health testing in the United States. So what does this mean? So basically, not to be too depressing, chemicals in our sunscreen, our food wrappers, our cans, even if they say BPA-free, plastic bottles, all plastic packaging, rugs, couches, mattresses, all your cool Gore-Tex jackets, store receipts, even your dental floss, does not undergo adequate, if any, health tests to see the effect of these chemicals on our bodies, our children's bodies, and right now, dear to my heart, our little grandchildren's bodies. So how could this be? Further exasperating my first Silent Spring epiphany is that my work at Brigham and Women's Hospital, where I've had the pleasure to work with a renowned endocrinologist and scientist who recently told me that the average woman is exposed to 100 endocrine-disrupting compounds every day. And this exposure is shown to underlie the multiple adverse health trends in women, men, and children. So my first Silent Spring epiphany was basically that the United States is a chemical compounds free-for-all. My second Silent Spring epiphany relates specifically to my own medical issues. I'm forever grateful for the MRI technology that helped diagnose my breast cancer. I'm forever grateful for my terrific Brigham surgeon and Dana-Farber oncologist, who I hope have increased my odds to lead a long and healthy life. As such, my husband Michael and I will continue to be philanthropically generous with pleasure to support Dana-Farber in all of its fabulous work to try to find new cures and improve new care, which we all need when we have problems. Their work, like that of other academic cancer centers, is critical. However, that being said, my second Silent Spring epiphany is about where prevention research fits in. Most of you know that 330,000 women a year are diagnosed with various stages of breast cancer in the US annually. What you may not know is that 41,000 of us will die each year in the United States. You see, once breast cancer becomes incurable when it moves to other parts of the body. So many of us who have had breast cancer have this dark cloud over us, hoping that we don't have a reoccurrence at another spot in our body. So my second Silent Spring epiphany is as follows. While the search for better treatments and better cancer care is critical, I now understand that it is equally critical to support research that is aimed to curtail the pipeline of newly diagnosed women. And that's exactly where Silent Spring fits in. Philanthropic support for breast cancer prevention research and advancing work to understand the environmental risk factors and the related causes of breast cancer certainly deserve to be a high priority of all donors who claim to be passionate about women's breast health and, frankly, women's health in general. Which leads to my introduction to the wonderful Dr. Julia Brody, who is Silent Spring's executive director. Her intelligence, tenacity, and drive, all directed to breast cancer prevention and curtailing that breast cancer diagnoses pipeline, is truly remarkable. And for Julie, it's not all about research and journal publications, and sometimes it can be for researchers. That's not Julie and Silent Spring. Silent Spring and Julie Brody are focused on their commitment to a scientific agenda that will have impact today to prevent breast cancer. So with that, I introduce Julie.